The first way to embrace imperfection is by listing and focusing on your strengths. It is our nature, as humans, to make mistakes and even sometimes repeat the same mistake. But irrespective of that, it is very crucial for you to actually shift your attention from the mistakes that you make to actually the strengths of the things that you are good at. This is because if you dwell on your flaws, then you can easily fall into the trap of actually underestimating your abilities and overestimating your imperfections. Simply just make a list of the things that you know that you are good at and work on them on a daily basis. You will actually be surprised to discover that your perception of yourself as being not worthy was just an illusion, and this will enable you to change your perception about yourself. The second way to embrace imperfection is by learning to take compliments. I believe that there was a time in your life whereby people actually complimented you, and the first thought that popped up in your brain was that these people are not genuine, thinking that they are trying to flatter you and they actually have their own hidden agenda, or maybe they are just trying to be nice to you. Well, you are not alone, since I was also in that state as well quite a while ago. Even if you think that those people have an ulterior motive, you simply will not believe them, and this would actually result from you having an inferiority complex that will not let you think that you have good qualities. You first need to flush this kind of thinking and start taking compliments from other people more seriously. Since you cannot tell if the person is genuine or not, just simply stop wasting your energy analyzing and guessing. Go ahead and take the compliment the way it is. The third way to embrace imperfection is by realizing the impossibility of perfection. Since the day that you were born, you were always advised to do your best and be perfect in everything that you do. You need to understand that perfectionism is just an illusion. I know that striving for perfection will actually help you to improve over time in all aspects of your life, but getting stuck on that kind of perspective will bring about a lot of disappointment in your life. Just like the saying that says, man is to error. You need to understand that we as human beings are bound to make mistakes. So do not bring yourself down thinking that you are different from other people. Understand the absurdity in your mistakes and move on from them. The fourth way to embrace imperfection is by not comparing yourself to others. It is the comparison that makes you not to be happy about yourself. But I truly understand that it is our nature, we as humans, to always compare ourselves to others, and the end result of this action is usually unhappiness. This is because through observation we usually find the voids in our lives that need to be filled. Since the comparison is part of our lives, then go ahead and compare imperfections. You will find that other people have been making mistakes too, and they still move on with their lives regardless. Just stop stressing your life about the mistakes and simply learn from them, since they will act as a stepping stone in your endeavor. The fifth way to embrace imperfection is by embracing imperfection in others. A good way that you can use to learn on how to embrace your mistakes is by embracing them in other people. There is no way you can keep pointing fingers at other people's mistakes and expect them not to be bothered by your own mistakes. In case maybe you are a person who sees flaws and imperfections everywhere and you are not pleased by them, you just simply need to change your way of thinking. Start simply by accepting other people the way they are, by not being judgmental of them, and simply focusing on the good and beautiful things about them. Slow but sure you will learn to do the same for yourself as well. Then soon enough you will actually realize that it is completely okay not to be perfect. The sixth way to embrace imperfection is by letting go of unhealthy self-criticism. I believe in some instances in your life, you have ever nagged about yourself. This scenario can be so bothersome to you, and the best thing to do about it is simply to just let it go. This will enable you not to feel nostalgic in that part of your life, for it will actually help you to embrace the mistakes that you used to nag yourself about. At the end of the day, you will actually find out that they are not as bad as you made them out of your own thoughts. The seventh way to embrace imperfection is by learning to laugh at yourself. In your whole life, I believe there was a time whereby you were defensive to the people who were talking about the mistakes you have ever done before. Even though the intention of those people could have been positive about your flaws, you ended up getting hurt and started being defensive about it. Well, this might be due to the fact that you were ashamed of those flaws, so you found hiding it was the best alternative. But I would kindly urge you that you take a more relaxed view of yourself and laugh at those flaws that you made before. This is because it was part of the process and you have to make mistakes and learn from them. Simply, don't let your flaws shake you. The eighth way to embrace imperfection is by asking yourself if it is really a mistake. In most cases, the things that you consider to be a flaw might not be flaws at all. For example, imagine living your whole life believing in a lie that someone deceived you, and you perceived it to be true since you failed to examine what that person says. Before jumping to conclusions and assuming what other people are saying about you, simply just sit down in silence and ask yourself whether you have been wrongly judging yourself all along, and seek clarification in any statement others tell you that makes you uncomfortable. It is also advisable to involve your friends and family members in the consultation in order to avoid misconceptions in your life. The ninth way to embrace imperfection is by recognizing recognizing that they are a part of you. It is true to say that every human being is unique in one way or another. Your dreams, desires, strengths, weaknesses, and ambitions are not the same as mine. And the same case is true for everyone else. Every single attribute about you contributes to your uniqueness. The same is also true for your flaws. This is something that I want you to recognize and embrace. No matter how bad your flaws are, they are part of you and only you alone. And don't worry about that, since they play a crucial role in your life of defining who you are at this moment and who you might become in the future. I want you to think of it this way. We are all like statues, and we all have our own unique patterns of cracks that make us one of a kind. The 10th way to embrace imperfection is by being around positive people. Associating yourself with positive people will bring about a huge positive impact on your life. Since people who are positive, they teach you to accept everything about yourself or even enable you to see your own flaws in a much lighter way. So simply stop overthinking all your weak points in your life. And speaking about overthinking, I have made a whole video about it, so go ahead and check it out by simply clicking the first link in the description. And I'm looking forward to meeting you on the other video where you will learn a lot about how you can stop overthinking.